Hey, Will,
Got it.
congratulations on the contract extension. Can you just tell us why it was important for you to sign this and be here long term for the next 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, first off, thank you. Obviously, I think the cool part of anyone who's been here the last few years um, is just kind of seeing, but also feeling the change that's kind of going through this building um, over the past couple of years. And I think, look, that started with new ownership. Um, Mr. and Mrs. Penner have been great. Um, that the word no really isn't in their vocabulary for their players, and I think you can tell by the vibes in the building. You look at that new building every day that you're out there at practice, and you feel the change that's happening. Kind of getting back to the history of the Broncos and the winning ways that we've always had. So I've got a great relationship with Coach Payton, and then obviously being able to get to know her upstairs over the last couple of years with doing a couple extensions with them now. This is the place we want to be. My family has it's just been such a welcome change for us over the last 3 years, and we're just really excited to be a part of the future here, not just kind of going to practice every day, staring at that building, hoping that I get to be a part of it. So um, it was never really a weight on my shoulders, but it's taken care of, and we get to focus on winning football.
Andrew Mason, 1043 The Fan.
Hey, Will, again, congratulations. You mentioned just now kind of looking at that building across the way. So when the weeks are going by, so when were you thinking about the contract situation, and then just sort of what was your initial reaction when the Broncos came to you? Were you surprised or anything that they came to you at this point with the extension? Just kind of take us through that process.
I mean, yeah, to answer the last part, I was a little surprised. I think every player, no one is not aware that they're a free agent at the end of the year. It's obviously always something you think about, but at the end of the day, once the season starts, it's out of your control, and you got to perform. And there was a good open line of communication with George and Rich upstairs in training camp. Just hey, I want to be here. I want to finish my career here, which hopefully is more than just this contract. And I think it was mutual. The whole process was fairly easy because we were all on the same page of kind of where I stand in this building and kind of what I want to, that I want to be a part of this going forward. So, when it came to it, and they, like I said, it was a little bit of a surprise. I thought everybody was kind of enjoying their bye week, and I was on the golf course, and everything kind of came together pretty quick. And it was between my agent, John Perla, and Rich George and those guys who hung around. It was as smooth as it could go. So we're grateful for this opportunity, and for them to put faith in me at this point in the year when we still have a lot of football left means a lot. But at the end of the day, nothing changes. We're still we're still trying to move this thing forward and win football games.
Eric DeLallo, DenverBroncos.com.
Yeah, well, congrats. From a football angle, these 5 game-winning kicks you've got this year, how much do you think that prepares you and the entire operation for down the stretch if there's another last-second kick that comes up, whether it's late in the year or in the postseason?
Yeah, one thing I've always said is, the longer you play in this league, you experience everything, right? So, experience in this industry is everything. I've seen all the ups, all the downs. I've been a part of good, bad, ugly, and that's just part of the business. And I've been very fortunate that when, for the most part, when we get a football game on the line, our operation between Mitch and Jeremy and our protection has been outstanding, and no one blinks an eye. And I think that is the most important part you can ask from anybody in this business. You look at our offense, and they're finding ways to win games, and they're experiencing how to do that. And I think with our defense, they're doing the same thing, and we've been able to do it as a special teams unit as of late. And all we can do is keep our head down and keep kind of collecting those experiences and use them to our advantage moving forward.
Luca Evans, the Denver Post.
Hey, Will, congrats again on the extension. Just curious, you've obviously built a unique relationship with Sean over the years and know him extremely well as a coach. At this point in the year, he just came in and was talking about the things that you guys have to improve upon after the bye. Do you notice him kind of right now sensing the opportunity that is in front of you in terms of as a unit, as a team, to not only, look at the division, but look at kind of just seeding throughout the conference as a whole and when the season changes into these parts of the year, do you see his mentality or his approach kind of shift at all as a leader?
I mean, it's a little bit of a twofold question. I think that nothing's ever changed. The guy wants to win. He's addicted to winning, and he's brought in guys who are addicted to winning. And we've kind of approached it like that all year. He's been very adamant. When you start stringing these wins together, it becomes addicting, and you don't want to feel the other side of it. But I mean, he knows he has the right guys in here that we can talk about it. We can be excited about our success this far, and at the same time continue to work, continue to get better. And we got a whole fourth quarter of this season to go, and I mean more than that, I guess. But no one's looking in the rearview mirror. We're all looking forward, and like I mentioned earlier, we're trying to get the history of the Denver Broncos kind of back to the winning ways that they had for so long in the NFL. And we got the right guys to do it. We got the right leadership to do it. And it starts at the top, and it just kind of trickles down to everyone. So it's been fun, and I think everybody plans on continuing that.
Last question, Kyle Fredrickson, the Gazette.
Hey, Will, just to touch on those 5 game winning kicks this year. I'm curious, in the lead up to those big moments, what are the things that you rely on or do to remain calm and execute? And then also, what's that sideline reaction been like, to see it go through the uprights and just to be able to celebrate those moments with teammates?
What I think I've learned over the years is just staying even keel. Wins, losses. At the end of the day, my job is very black and white. It doesn't necessarily matter how the offense or defense is playing. I have a job to do, and it's to put the ball through the uprights. And, for the most part, we've been able to do that. But, it's funny. I try to stay pretty calm on the sidelines and kind of check myself out of the game as far as the ups and downs of it. And when they score and when we score, I try to really just stay out of all that, just to keep the heart rate low. And it's funny, Bo's giving me a hard time. He's seen me on the cooler, just like sitting there and hardly smiling, just kind of, he came up to me the other day. He's like, man, you don't really look like you're having much fun. I'm like, man, I'm having a great time. But at the end of the day, I got to get ready to kick. I try not to get too involved in the emotions of a football game. And I think that has helped me a lot over my 10-year career.
Great. Thank you, Will. Congrats again.
All right, guys. Thank you all.